I would like to thank God for giving us all this opportunity. Without His grace, I myself would not be standing here in this capacity. And I would also like to convey greetings from the Deputy Commissioner, Chumoukedima. Sir could not make it today due to other official engagements, but he has expressed his sincerest admiration for the initiative by the CDUN. And he is positive that today's program will be beneficial for everybody. The office had initially planned to conduct this program only at Shalom Rehab Center, but your persuasively charming president must have swayed our sir, and he had agreed to conduct it here as well. To be honest, I am feeling quite out of depth after listening to all the experienced speakers, and I do not want to distract you or take away from all the good points that they have shared by speaking long. It has been a very enlightening experience, to say the least. So, without taking much time, I just want to say a little about Nashamukh Bharat Abhiyan, under whose banner this program has been conducted. Nashamukh Bharat Abhiyan was launched on the 15th of August 2020. It is a campaign by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment to achieve a drug-free or drug addiction-free nation. And under this banner, and as part of this year's International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, few activities have been conducted in coordination with the Social Welfare Department, and this will continue throughout the year. I believe this is the first year of implementation of Nashamukh Bharat Abhiyan in Chumoukedima, and I hope that with the cooperation from all stakeholders, we hope that this will make a genuine impact. My friends from EHW Chumoukedima are also here today. They are responsible for the implementation of Beti Bachao, Beti Parao. They continually go on outreach and awareness programs for importance of safety and education of the girl child. And you must all have received a small badge. This is to remind all of us to be ambassadors for the safety of the girl child, and also to encourage them to pursue their dreams. At this point, I would also like to mention that without the CDUN, this program would not have been successful, would not have been conducted at all. So I would like to express my sincere thanks to them, and even in the future, I hope that we can rely on you even more. Lastly, something which I have realized after losing close ones to alcohol addiction is that more than anything, they needed encouragement. Because even at their lowest point, they had the sincere desire to improve. They had the desire to become better. So, and also they really need to be part of a community that is there for them. And as everybody gathered here today, I hope that this gathering can become such a community, a support system for all the struggling addicts out there. And who else can understand them better than those who have already been in your shoes? So with this, I will end my speech. Thank you so much.
According to World Drug Report 2012, cannabis is considered the most widely abused illicit substance. But in our context, in Nagaland, I think as a previous speaker has already mentioned, it's Shankar, which we know is a crude form of heroin. So you must be aware that opium is a dried latex which is obtained from the poppy seeds, which is cultivated legally as well as illegally. Legally because opium is the source of an important alkaloid called morphine. And morphine is a very important painkiller in the palliative care, especially for cancer patients. But illegally because morphine can be chemically processed in a substandard lab to convert it into heroin, which is much cheaper and at the same time more potent, and which is widely used, especially in Southeast Asia and in our From pharmaceutical point of view, this urine is a very risky drug because it is adulterated with different substances, which can be some other painkillers or any other drug. So the users, when you use it, there is no way of knowing what is the strength, composition, or the quantity that they are injecting into their body, and thus there is higher chances of overdose and even death. So I will not be emphasizing on the effect, long-term effect. I think the speakers, the following speakers will deal with that. So I will just directly go to the acts and rules that is in place in our state to control drug abuse and drug trafficking. So we have two important acts in our state, which is the NDPS Act 1985 and Drug and Cosmetic Act 1914 and Rules 1945. NDPS Act is mainly the lookout of the police and the excise department, but there are certain narcotic and psychotropic substances which are essential drugs under the DNC Act, and thus the DNC Act are to monitor them. Under the DNC Act, such drugs, such narcotic and psychotropic drugs are regulated through documentation and through procedure. But in the Act, there is no provision for the limited quantity to be kept in the premises. Therefore, our department, the NLTV department, in consultation with the state government, has issued a restriction order for such drugs. And those drugs which has been restricted in quantities are protein and its salts, psychotropic substances, tramadol, vitamin, entazolin, and pseudoephedrine.
Itu berapa most of the itu key common jelasin itu mau common jelasin itu sunflower jual lada bisi common masih sunflower key ase itu it's a most low quality the leftover from the drug saving quality system jina thake. तो सबसे यह क्वालिटी द लेफ्टओवर प्रोडक्ट पड़ा itu sunflower oil और नाम इनका sunflower oil से बोले itu Myanmar Burma बोले बड़ा है तंते there is a place called Shan वो तादे बड़ा इनका Shan province का Shan district वो तादे बड़ा है इनका Nagaland के बीच में है वहाँ खाती ना जाने किना sunflower का शो बोली है flower because it's like flower is beautiful and flower मतलब getting high तो तदेगा sunflower निकाल बच्चे sunflower तो इनका कोई ना चुला most common used is belongs to obvious family. Here we have two procedures that they are together. So my 5 minutes already starting topic right now. So one of shortcut to be able to study. These are the two leaflets of brochure where you can see about different types of substance abuse types, or physical symptoms, behavioral symptoms can be as so it is like all part of your part. So itu kini ka drug kini ka problems kini ka effect boleh kamu physically ini का जुलाई जानते ना जाने ना फर्स्ट चेसिंग प्रोडक्ट्स शुरू ग्रो पड़े चेस मतलब itu silver foil के हरी की ना तवई थोड़ी ना लाइट ना मार तो स्मोक लाइट itu smoke को दिखाए नाक में तो चेस करे chasing the smoke tapi berapa word to chase ini orang hence chasing तो itu conditional they start to use by syringe, and when they start using syringe, najani kena septic kan huwa, wound infection kan ho jaye, najani kena high time de needle sharing ho time de hepatitis C condition, hepatitis B condition, HIV condition, itu kan medically health issues kan masuk ho jaye.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank God, only through whom everything is possible. Today, I would like to spend some time to speak to you about our organization, Chumoukedima District Users Network. We are a group of recovering addicts and alcoholics who have seen the horrors of addiction, and we believe that it is a moral duty for each and every one of the society to be able to help one another to stop this menace. Before I continue, I would like to answer some of the questions which seem to keep coming up during our conversations. And one of them is, who is an addict and what is addiction? Apart from the dictionary definition or a quick Google search, addiction is a disease, a disorder recognized by the World Health Organization and other highly regarded medical organizations. Very simply, an addict is a man or a woman whose life is controlled by the use of drugs, and alcohol is also considered a drug. The only difference is that it is regarded as socially acceptable. We are people in the grips of a continuing and progressive illness whose ends are always the same: jails, institutions, and premature death. It is a complex disease involving the physical, mental, spiritual, and social aspect of the individual. Exclusive treatment of one aspect of the disease often falls short because it's akin to concentrating on only your bedroom while the rest of your house is all fire. This disease requires the treatment of all aspects as a whole, a holistic approach, if I may. The simple fact is this: just as cancer patients go to hospitals to have a fighting chance at survival, a person with substance abuse disorder should go to a genuine rehabilitation center where they are equipped to handle unique requirements of this disease. It is not a shameful act in seeking help. It does not mean that a family is cursed if one of them has to be treated at a rehabilitation center. In fact, it is one of the hardest things any individual will have to do. What it proves is that this individual has certified in spirit and action that he or she loves their family and themselves enough to face life on life's own terms. It is an extremely difficult journey we must take to live clean and sober. No human being can assure 100% result, but one thing is 100%. You will find out exactly who you are, how strong or weak you truly are, without the false bravado or ego involved. Secondly, what are the responsibilities of a society? Society should realize that it is not about the lack of willpower or that the person is morally corrupt. It is more to do with the fact that the person is sick. This is not to excuse any of the antisocial behaviors carried out during active addiction, but to bring about awareness and highlight why addicts act the way they do. We live in a society, and therefore the laws of the lands cannot and should not be taken lightly. But realizing that the addict is suffering from a sickness reveals the true nature of what society should be: firm but compassionate. None of us are perfect, and out of sheer frustration, we may say, "I am not an addict. Why should I care? It's not my problem." Or, "Let those who have the problem deal with the problem." What we fail to realize is that this is a social disease. And since we all live in a society, it will affect you one way or another, and sooner rather than later. I am sure with just a few steps of looking forward at our own extended families, we can identify someone who suffers from addiction. That, my dear brothers and sisters, is how deeply this disease has infiltrated our society. Sadly, the solution for some ill-informed sectors of our society believe is to lock up, ostracize, or stigmatize the addict. Will the same treatment be met out to a diabetic, a mentally challenged person perhaps, a person with hypertension? I wonder. When we look at a person suffering from addiction the same way as we look at someone who is sick, the problem is demystified, accepted, and therefore taken to the logical conclusion of a systematic treatment and problem redressal. This is not to discount all the hard work already put in by the people responsible: the government departments, the healthcare professionals, NGOs, the families of addicts, including well-wishers. Some of them are the very reason the lucky few of us recovering addicts stand here before you today, and we will be forever grateful. society will realize that most recovering addicts are amongst the most God-fearing, well-adjusted, responsible, intelligent, and creative people they will ever meet, because they know exactly what it feels like to be devoid of these qualities while they were under their influence. It is a sad story of a desperate need to be a part of a loving family, to be a productive member of society, basically to be a normal human being. And finally, a message to all my addicts who are in need. We, the members of CDUN, want to tell you, we remember the darkness that surrounds you right now. We have also lived through the never-ending screams of desperation, negative thoughts, and self-hate in our minds. We remember all the times we said, if only I had not done this, or if only they had done that, and it has left an indelible mark on each and every one of us. But by the grace of God, we are here today, my brothers and sisters. We have found a new way to live, a new way of life, which in the darkest hours you may have never thought possible. It is absolutely possible. We stand as living proof that this disease can be overcome. We will not lie. Our lives are not perfect. Some bridges have been permanently burnt, but we will spend the rest of our lives trying to be worthy of the second chance given to us. We are here to guide you and your families through the same paths that we had to painfully but rewardingly take to get where we are today. All the grace and the mercy of a loving God follows you. Do not give up. And remember, a truly valuable sword is one that has been put through intense fire and refinement. Let us be the instruments, and let God be the divine blacksmith. Thank you.
Last time addiction was on the decline. Now, in 3-4 years back, now we have seen a surge in the addiction program. In the last hard bisi who just to gonna Muhan put again second wave like Corona. Now, addiction dora come to you in 2022 Parana 23 Barako bisi one we are not looking into the reason. Addiction, but what we can do about that? Now, how many we say Corona patient Corona what treatment we are supposed to give? Now, our keep our our addiction in a Gushi in a Takishi, all the common people that are above another. We power Tagreke, Taruna Paru. Addiction is also a disease. Now, it in a complete treatment. I detox school do what I do. It's going to package in acta again. It's going to this year team is breaking the chain. Prevention, treatment and recovery for prevention to initial stages. Prevention na policy would be treatment the kid do again. That we want focus on it. Correct treatment to do Dawach heart survey policy would be treatment again. Treatment ragap is there, recovery I will pare. To an package many people still feel that this is not my problem. Now, Nijera go on, Nijera buy a ton or Nijera Batan, Nijera Datan, or talk to Mura problem, never over again. Because it didn't do this Mohana environment in Nega was Mugana society as a didn't have new festival. So be prepared. Now, I do International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. What is the purpose of having this? Now, creating awareness among the public and to garner their support. Now, current department para fight addiction problem hataw do napalude. We need all the public support. The CEOs of department so they are trying the best. Now, we accept that. We napali kina ase itu so public support it take a group. We should not be dependent only on the department. Now, the administration what are the duties to supply route there and focus to the demand generation to one focus to sensitize to the data. Now, itu nak kawal lagi. Aku kini aku school kan de kiki kan de jawab lagi. Itu kan itu aku as a community as a organization. Mungkin ada demand tu hai kini kan prevention dia we should focus on itu mungkin. Aku we just want to give back what we got. Nah, and bisi manu tu kue dawai kawan kita tahu nak kare. But it's possible miracle do happen in every good day. Nengar recovery we are said na. We are living proof na. If you want to help, if you we are ready to provide any help na. You do we I say we have been through the hell, so we know what they are going through. Still public stigma di bisi ada. Nobody want to admit that I have a problem, I have a disease called addiction na. The public business as a let them feel free to come out that he is having that addiction problem, addiction disease sickness. Any accept kuisi kudu tanmi urauri aramu ni stigma discrimination na tadi na. Kuan is everybody problem na so. Mula baca mula family tu dawai nak kado nobody get guaranteed na. Dengan public kan naga support tan corporation itu kan mukanya kayak ni aja itu seru pada nah because many addicts feel that they are hopeless nah society dia ibu nak pada nah mereka feel good but we just want to prove that hope is still there nah recovery is possible nora kadang itu recovery itu ini bukan member dalam we mau dalam we have to be 3 times in a year jadi nah paling tadi sih deh aku ନିଜେ भी विश्वास था ना मैं एक दवा चाहिए नहीं आपको सोसाइटी में आई जाओ पड़ेगा we just want to share our experience with them that's enough to motivate ना encourage them नहीं tapi itu bukan negara itu professional help counseling begini tanya motivate just sharing our experience with them is enough to motivate and encourage them.
On a more practical note, we basically, like my brother is saying, we provide emotional, not just emotional support, but actual practical ways of going about getting into recovery. Like we will connect you to rehabilitation centers if required. We will connect you to detox centers as well. We help in basically finding a path for you to be able to come out of this. Our end goal is that you become one, providing useful skills to the society. That is one important aspect of our CDUN. Now, there are a lot of complex ways in which we will be moving forward. It is not as simple as 1, 2, 3. It is definitely, it takes a lot of courage on the part of the addict and on the part of the alcoholic. It is extremely difficult, to say the least, but it is possible. Like we said, here we stand. We are people who had to go through hell and come back, and basically come back to tell you that it is possible. So whatever requirements that you have, please contact us. We are always available. We will have our pamphlets and information available in NEISSR, and pretty soon we will have our information available online as well. So we will let you know as soon as we have that ready. Thank you.
We want to put emphasis that recovery thagi dawai khadan debe na we are burden to the society, but after coming to the recovery we are trying our best to give to the society. Our CDUN ne tan being a new district tan ajigare form uje, but they are going full force na community kane ki kuru paru na itu to tan kusis kura ase, and I appreciate that itu kane I encourage them and I hope God will bless them in the future endeavor. Still there are so many issues that the public are still ignorant. Aji mungan doctor kan kuan na osti ra ki ra ko ase ne dawai charu na para to osti also help kure de osti khare to apni kan umi se ki kure ki no na is harm reduction policy ite ase osti khare se to apni dawai na khai ni me itu osti to khai ne apni 24 na kuru go bara jagara me na kuru harmful no ho jai kuru inne ka osti center ta kuru ka do na ekta kurun de jaribe tadi bala kitai do till now is happening like that na inne ka me no ho lage itu to tan ignorant hua ka ni ba ase ni osti khara de ki benefit ase ki ho are charu na pare to tai cho so kuru na me na criminal activity de na pata me na osti khara ni ta criminal activity to bon group pare to itu to bisi ba ase no ho mora kure ni de dawai ka mano ha no to mora kure ni mano ka mano ge jaine osti to ebe group pare to ago to benefit to sob mano pa ho na itu buji ho lage itu kana ne kore ni khan ki bi ho ri no ri se so kan ki ho ri osti kha do ne rok tolerate we could be. It's not just for one individual that we know. Shop laga benefit for the Naga society. Addiction to one group to shop kuchis class, shop department kuchis class. Na Paris to stop get at the solution with Tangi Divina. Na itu OST kagan the parents can family can give man dug na criminal activity na chose so you know na harm reduction injection we namara ho jaye to OST can give bujigine support with be government initiative government initiative to just for the not for the benefit of the government na Naga society Naga youth kane to tange biar rasta de criminal activity kan no tange bachao re fix kuri tagire injection ma de HIV pawo to OST to carry the injection namara to I want the to the public the OST that we ignorant now we bujibi do and don't kira benefit as na to tolerate we could be to the mura calling guys the way manu kamano he bota was over to know it's serving a purpose na to can ne a pewe group ma se to can give na
one client can get lopado ta can be kill biki gure for example eta client ai rape the admit to je to ta kile peddling gure biki gure koledu in order to sustain his or her dose kene market la rate to bishi ase sunflower ekta khaini da ba to I think it costs 3,500 in ekta wo to 18 full blown de jaisu koledu itu ekta du khai du do ijundo to suppose a student te pocket money kiman pawo korwa 18 de at the most 200 300 itu pawo do to ekta dose de 500 in chula ase do. So in order to sustain his addiction na by hook or by crook na tai manu chor gurumon nai manu ge rob gurumon nai so the best way to tai kese tai bulk pra jaine bishi kini lo to ani gine rakhi gine bikir gule tai lapu tai khaw pariwo na woni tai la sustain guru garne na to itu do law enforcement kan ta kan khali ta kan la duty e class e itu in hoide apni moi la bi ase to responsibility do kane itu do mo society de effect kura ase do to society de effect kura ase youngster kan effect kura ase to itia hotspot to Dimapur ase yate asaman yate wa aye yate wa dispatch kure to inia hwadu ki ase gule do o khamanu do bishi thaga ase do itu ane demand do ahi ase do demand to ase to supply to ahi ase do to for example itia Chumu de rasta side te beragor bishi ula ase do to tadi ki pai chana motor pani dosa laga kya kande mudu pai do itu kile bishi ula ase beragor instead of story building RCC gor no hoine khali jaga tha kandu khali jaga de kile garage kan na ulai alag kan na ulai kha man bishi tagi asu do demand to tagi asu do to supply to ahi ase do to itu do khali law enforcement na kam eklan takan la duty class itu idu no hoido to aji la din commemorate korase International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking to itu holedu mohami mohana CDUN la purpose ekta do ki ase koledu we just want to pass a message that there is life beyond addiction itu de focus korase that means for example Mount Everest apni han ek bar climb kuri sana hai apni han ek bar dawai kha sana hai to dawai kha sana hai golo dawai la test tu kini ase nole life te apni ani se kha sana hai to ani se la test tu kini ase can you describe in words khad nya ita si nya ko parwo ko na paru do ta la test tu kini ase kun khai se ta exhibit test tu jane do so mo la message tu ki ase it's better to hear from the horse mouth na so we can there's a famous slogan it is in giving that we receive it aru ekta koi we can only give what we have so what we have been into Mount Everest de utise to tate uthya ta mekni tu kini ase want to experience bi tu kurise do uthya bi utise namya bi namise do to drug kha do kini ase ngon itu taste tu jane aru kina feel kure itu jane do to itu tu mukhambi ulawo chariwo pare hole do apni kun holi suffer ko asole paribo itu focus kora je
separate as long as demand is there supply to ai kai ki uri bi death sentence thaki dibe aibo na even in the Arab countries death sentence uri thaki dawai to padi so ene example ta এতিয়া কেন্দ্ৰ পায় না নাপায় দোকান কান্দে নাপা হৈছে তো why demand খতম হৈ যাইছে তো না so the war on drugs should be not focused only in the supply chain stop কৰিব না demand stop কৰিব তাতে 80% তাতে focus কৰিছে তো I think the supply quantity will automatically get down so the focus should be more on the demand na demand generation to bond group automatically and not just the department not just the government every society every church every NCS or NGO they have to pay their part na itu sob contribute ko na it's government naga effort part to kitabe demand supply or demand generation to bond group na paru so we need all the public the naga people is all to come out na it's one on drug means one on drug so effort data to demand to bond group the supply automatically stop you feel like it so ki hore to mukan demand to stop group paru tate focus ko sob effort dise to is possible na itu feel gule
Nagaland TV, Sob Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on Geo TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapur viewers, we are on channel number 994 in Global Chapter, and Kohima and Mokokchung viewers, switch to channel number 138 on Hornbill Digital. For all news and updates, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and Twitter.